Welcome to Dateline SAU, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Abigail Varkalis.
And I'm Ryan Schistel. The St. Ambrose University Dance Marathon celebrated its 10-year anniversary on Saturday with its capstone event held in the Wellness and Recreation Center.
Have a good time.
DM10 is the culmination of a year of fundraising for children treated at the University of Iowa's Stead Family Children's Hospital. The Miracle families who attended the 13.1-hour event enjoyed petting therapy dogs, snacking on nitrogen ice cream, and of course, lots of dancing.
10 years is a big milestone with any program, so we really wanted to focus on how we've made memories and how we've created this legacy within St. Ambrose University, and then we still wanted to focus on the kiddos and the fact that we're still supporting them. It isn't just for us. So that's why we wanted to focus on it's our legacy, but it's their lifetime.
In all, DM10 exceeded its goal of raising $250,000. They have raised a total of almost $2 million over the past 10 years.
The St. Ambrose University's Day of Giving is an annual 24-hour fundraising event that offers alumni, students, employees, and friends an opportunity to support areas of campus that are the most meaningful to them. On Tuesday, members of the university's advancement office braved brisk temperatures on the Rogalski Center patio to collect walk-up donations. The bulk of the contributions was collected online from donors across the country. SAU students were encouraged to write thank yous and enjoy snacks throughout the day. The goal this year was to receive gifts from 750 different donors. Contributions are still being made, but that goal was easily passed with more than 800 people donating to the cause so far, totaling more than $165,000.
Last Friday was Earth Day, and St. Ambrose University didn't miss out on the celebration. Dateline SAU's Austin Elbert was there for all the Earth Day action.
Cloudy skies and cold weather couldn't stop SAU's Earth Day celebrations as the event was moved inside the Rogalski Center ballroom. Students and faculty had the opportunity to walk around to various booths sponsored by SAU clubs and organizations and hear about sustainable practices they could implement in their everyday lives. They could also sit and socialize with each other and share their own sustainable practices while enjoying an Earth Day themed stinger and their choice of either a turkey burger or grilled chicken sandwich. But organizers say the main goal of this event is to celebrate how far we've come in our sustainable efforts.
Earth Day to me is both a celebration of where we are now and how far we've come, and a celebration of the fact that there are people that care enough to continue these efforts into the future. It's really, really inspiring to look into that room and see how many people care enough to even just come stop by. And if they leave the room learning anything that has to do with sustainability or the earth, then it's a success. That's what Earth Day is for.
One major theme on display was the harmful effects of climate change and how everyone, as environmentalists, can help lessen its impact and provide a greener future for the next generation.
Earth Day is probably one of the best days to celebrate all year because climate change is real and it's having an impact on not only us but all the future generations to come. And so it's our responsibility to do what we can to prevent the harmful effects of climate change and stop it from worsening. So it's really important just for people to realize that they have the power to have an impact.
Austin Elbert, Dateline SAU.
Earth Day was created in 1970 by Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson, California Representative Pete McCloskey, and activist Dennis Hayes. Today, 192 countries observe Earth Day through their own celebrations across the world.
As spring comes around and temperatures come back up, some of the resident advisors on campus took advantage of the beautiful weather by holding an event for students. The sun was shining on the McLaughlin Commons Sunday as students gathered in teams of 2 for a beanbag toss competition with a grand prize of $250.
Through this event is just because weather's nice, stuff's coming around, and it's been a long time. People have been in their rooms and it's good to get out and get seeing each other again. We decided on a campus bags tournament specifically because it requires teams. So you're working with your friends, but we made it campus wide so that you might be getting to know teams that people you don't know, and what better way to get to know people by standing around trying to win some money.
For more news on upcoming RA programs, contact your building's RA or the Residence Life office.
The St. Ambrose Environmental Club, Green Life, hosted a 5-day recycling competition among the residence halls on campus. Dateline SAU's Mary Evans had more on the story.
Reduce, reuse, recycle is the name of the game, and Ambrose does not shy away from this challenge.
Everyone thinks it's like not a real thing, but we do recycle on campus. The main problem is that people don't recycle correctly, so we really wanted to encourage good recycling habits, and we did that with the point system with positive points for things that were recycled correctly and negative points for stuff that was recycled incorrectly.
Recycling bins sit on every floor. Competitors sorted out materials in efforts to win the competition, some more successful than others.
I feel really excited. I think all of Hagen as a whole really collaborated for this event, and it's just been awesome to support Green Life in a way because they just have such an impactful group, and I'm happy that all of Hagen was able to kind of participate.
At the end of the competition, the top 3 floors were Hagen 3, 2, and 4. Hagen 3 will receive a prize to be determined by Green Life at a later date. Mary Evans, Dateline SAU.
Green Life emphasizes the importance of recycling and hopes that this competitive spin to sustainable actions will stick with Ambrosians in the future. They add that even small acts can make a big difference to the environment.
The Service Dog Training Program, or STEP, has been busy training some new canines on campus. One of the first dogs they got this year, Lassen, has made major progress, and STEP members are very proud of him.
It's really cool, honestly, because we start from scratch completely with them. So when he comes to us, he knows nothing. He's not even potty trained. And now he knows about 20 out of the 26 commands that we have to teach him in his time. And he only has about 6 months left of training. And he's actually doing very, very well. So we're really excited to see where he goes during professional training.
The dogs are given to the club when they're only a few months old, and the SAU campus gets to watch them grow into fully trained service dogs. If you are interested in STEP, contact Katie Trujillo or Brittany Lynch.
SAU is now literally home of the bees, thanks to the Engineering Club, Green Life, and Physical Plant. When you enter Hayes Courtyard, you will see what seems to be birdhouses, but it is, in fact, a home for bees. Mason bees will soon call this their home when they start their main jobs by pollinating campus later this year. Mason bees will specifically use these small tubes to lay their eggs and protect them with pollen and mud. There is also another bee house at the St. Vincent Center, which is a prime habitat for honeybees. The Sustainability Committee asks that when visiting these homes, please be respectful of all the friendly bees around the area. To learn more about the mason bee, you can visit www.keepingbackyardbees.com.
The St. Ambrose Theater Department is staging a musical on this weekend in the Allard Auditorium stage in the Galvin Fine Arts Center. Little Women is a large-scale stage musical based on Louisa May Alcott's 2-volume novel about the 4 March sisters. The show is the final production for the show's director, Corinne Johnson, and set designer, Chris Eitram, 2 longtime faculty members who are retiring at the end of the school year. Little Women will have performances April 29th through May 1st. Tickets are available in person or online through the Galvin ticket office. Coming up after a short break, the men's and women's lacrosse teams go for conference titles.
And the St. Ambrose track team makes some noise at the Augustana Meet of Champions.
We'll have these stories and more coming up after the short break.
On Dateline SAU.
I think some of my favorite memories of Ambrose are the time that I spent when I was working in residence life. So I was an RA here for 3 years and then worked as a hall director while I got my master's. And I think just having that camaraderie with that close group, it's a really unique position that people hold on campus. You get the opportunity to see a lot of kind of crazy things that happen around campus. And so, I don't know, that's one thing that really stands out to me.
We're more than a radio station. We're your neighbors, investing time in our community. We're mentors, guiding the next generation of broadcasters. We're supporters of veterans, partners with social service agencies, and investigators of history. We're dedicated sports fans. We're committed to the stories that make the Quad Cities unique. We are KALA Radio, 88.5 FM, 106.1 FM. Turn it on, turn it up.
It seems the weather this past week has been all over the place, with wind, rain, and some pretty cold temperatures. But on Saturday, it was sunny, with temperatures in the 80s, and except for some wind, a pretty nice day for some track and field competition. The men dominated the shot put event, with Nicholas Salinas placing first and 4 other beasts scoring in the event. Salinas won the discus event as well. The men also finished strong in the 110-meter and 400-meter hurdles, and Nolan Rudd ran the 3,000-meter steeplechase. The women also had strong showings, including sprint hurdles and long jump, and sophomore Anna Miller placed second in the women's discus event. Overall, the men's team was just edged out for the title by UW Platteville, placing second in the 10-team field. The SAU women ended up in 5th place as a team. Some members of the track squad will next participate in the Drake Relays while also competing at the Grandview Viking Classic in Des Moines. The conference championship will follow May 6th and 7th in Joliet, Illinois. The men's lacrosse team fought a hard game in the KCAC championship at Benedictine College last weekend. Cole Danner, Sam Kerr, and Michael Saccharin scored 2 goals each, but it wasn't enough as the Bees dropped to 13-2 on the season. The team now will wait to see if they get an at-large bid to the NAIA Championship Invitational starting May 11th in Pensacola, Florida. Despite the loss, 2 St. Ambrose lacrosse players received a major honor this season. Dateline SAU's Cameron Giampaolo has more.
Junior midfielder Michael Saccharin and junior goaltender Nolan Hayes earned Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year awards. Now, Saccharin and Hayes look forward to earning a team title in postseason play.
We're like one moving unit. That's what matters on defense. One moving unit, and we're a family out there.
Regular season Player of the Year honorees Michael Saccharin and Nolan Hayes have put in the time and work. Now, they look to push the limit of their game to bring home a national title.
Well, what's next is hopefully getting a ring on our finger. That's what we're looking out to do. Just trying to win here on out. Nothing means anything unless you win. That's what I say. So.
Thanks mainly in part to Hayes, St. Ambrose led the country in save percentage at over 64%. But a good defense is complemented by a solid offense. Michael Saccharin led the offense to another impressive stat, coming 3rd in the country with 218 goals on the season.
Team awards are something I think we like better, but it's pretty cool.
Saccharin now looks forward to wrapping up the postseason in Florida.
Just putting in whatever it takes to win that natty, win that next game. Just be the best teammate I can be.
The Bees now await national tournament seedings. In the meantime, it's back to work for the men of St. Ambrose lacrosse. St. Ambrose is now tied for number 2 in the country with Reinhardt University, mere points behind Indiana Tech for the number 1 slot. Next stop, the national tournament in Pensacola, Florida.
The women's lacrosse team allowed 11 first-half goals and never recovered in their conference title game at Benedictine. With the loss, the team finished number 10 in the final regular season national rankings, just missing a berth in the National Invitational Tournament. They end the season with a 12-4 mark, with several quality wins over other ranked opponents. This past weekend, the SAU Indoor Percussion Ensemble got their time in the spotlight when they traveled to the WGI Percussion and World Championships in Dayton, Ohio. At the preliminary competition, the group finished strong. They placed 5th in the Effect Music, Visual, and Music categories, and 6th in the Effect Visual category. The ensemble placed 6th overall and qualified for finals the next day. At the Percussion Independent A finals, they placed 13th in the Effect Music, Effect Visual, and Visual categories, and placed 11th in the Music category. While they may not have placed in the top 5, this is the first time that the group has made it to the finals in Dayton since the group's creation just last year. The competitive season may have finished for the ensemble, but you can catch their final performance for the year along with performances by the SAU Drumline, Marching Band, and Symphonic Band at the Music Department's Band Day at the LeClaire Park Bandshell on Saturday, May 14th, starting at 12 o'clock. One member of the bowling team is in the spotlight this week for a fantastic finish at the National Championships. Nate Stubler collected a runner-up finish at the Intercollegiate Singles Championship Tournament on April 25th. He defeated C.J. Petrine of Oklahoma Christian University in the semifinal match, but fell to William Patterson University's Brandon Vallone in the finals. On the women's side, Megan Hess qualified 6th at Nationals but lost in match play to the eventual champion. Now let's hit the links, where the St. Ambrose men's golf team placed 3rd overall at the CCAC Championship at TPC Deer Run in Silvis, Illinois. Sophomore Owen Holtman led the way, earning all tournament honors. St. Ambrose and TPC Deer Run will play host to the NAI National Championships in 3 weeks, May 17th to the 20th. And that's it for sports this week. I'm Mary Evans.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of Dateline SAU.
We'll be back next week with the latest news in sports from St. Ambrose University.
Remember to check out the SAUtv Facebook and Instagram pages for our newscasts, late-breaking news, and more.
You can also find news stories and videos on The Hive at sauthebuzz.com.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next week.